On the 15th of October 2009, the world watched a silver, saucer-shaped balloon drifting across the Colorado sky. News outlets broke into live coverage as the homemade helium balloon floated thousands of feet in the air, with reports that a 6-year-old boy was trapped inside of it. Commercial aircraft were rerouted, and for more than an hour, viewers watched what appeared to be a rescue unfolding in real time. But, as it would turn out, not all was as it seemed.
I'm going to ask all three of you to hang on just a minute because we have rather an incredible breaking news story that we're following right now. And this is an experimental aircraft that inside of which is a 6-year-old boy who got into that aircraft not that long ago.
Even before the drama, the Heaney family, Richard, Mayumi, and their 3 children, Falcon, Bradford, and Rio, had a reputation for being out of the ordinary. After meeting in an acting school in Los Angeles, marriage followed, and they spent years trying to make something work in odd corners of entertainment, mostly a mix of science projects and storm chasing. Their first real break came when they appeared on the TV show Wife Swap, where their offbeat style made them fan favorites and brought them back for a second appearance on the show's 100th episode. That brush with attention fed their belief that their very own reality show, created around Richard's experiments and the family's unusual, somewhat quirky nature, was within reach. And, as it turns out, they were prepared to go to any length to make that happen. The drama began when, on Thursday the 15th of October 2009, the family gathered in the yard of their Fort Collins home to launch one of Richard's saucer-shaped helium balloons. After a short countdown, it was released.
2, 1.
Whoa!
Oh my God. Okay. Are you ready? Taylor! You didn't put the Taylor down! Are you mad?
Apparently, Mayumi was supposed to have tethered the balloon, but hadn't, and it was now aloft in the Colorado sky. According to the family, panic set in when one of the kids said he'd seen 6-year-old Falcon climb into the balloon's bottom compartment before liftoff. And with Falcon nowhere in sight, according to them, they assumed he was now airborne inside the craft. They contacted the FAA, a local TV station requesting they track the balloon, and emergency services. The response escalated quickly, with National Guard helicopters deployed, local authorities joining in, and aircraft diverted to avoid a collision. For almost 60 miles, the balloon floated over Colorado, tracked live by news helicopters, while people at home watched and worried that a young boy was trapped inside. After drifting for over an hour, the balloon landed by itself in a field near Keensburg, northeast of Denver International Airport. Rescuers cut into it, expecting to find the boy. However, the base compartment was empty, but this wasn't a relief. The open hatch, combined with reports of something dropping from the balloon and a photo showing a dark object below it, led many to fear that Falcon had simply fallen to his death. So, search teams fanned out along the flight path in search of the boy. However, at around 4:15 p.m., the news shifted again. Falcon was found alive in a cardboard box in the rafters above the family garage, where he'd been hiding the entire time. The incident captivated the nation, and that night the family appeared on Larry King Live with Wolf Blitzer. However, this is where the entire story would unravel. When asked by Wolf Blitzer, "Why didn't you come out?" when being called, a rather awkward moment followed. Falcon looked at his father and said, "You guys said that, we did this for the show."
He's asking Falcon, did you hear us calling your name at any time? You did?
You did?
Why didn't you come out?
You guys said that,
We did this for the show.
Yeah.
In the wake of the interview, suspicion exploded, and investigators, as well as viewers, questioned whether the event had been staged as a publicity stunt to help the family secure a TV show. According to the producer of Wife Swap, a show featuring the Heaney family was in development, but the deal was now off in light of the stunt. Richard and Mayumi later pleaded guilty, Richard to attempting to influence a public servant, Mayumi to filing a false report. He received 90 days in jail and a restitution order of $36,000, while Mayumi received 20 days of weekend jail. In the years that followed, they said they'd been innocent all along and had confessed only to remove the threat of Mayumi's deportation. More than a decade later, on the 23rd of December 2020, Colorado Governor Jared Polis issued pardons to both parents, saying they'd already paid the price in the public eye. The search and rescue operation was estimated to have cost the taxpayer more than $40,000. It was in 1995 that a black and white film surfaced, claiming to show the autopsy of an alien supposedly recovered from the 1947 UFO crash at Roswell. The footage looked old, damaged, and top secret, and at a time when interest in UFOs was at an all-time high. Viewers argued over whether what they were seeing was proof of Roswell or an elaborate hoax. Released by British entrepreneur Ray Santilli, his story was simple. During a trip to the United States to secure some unseen rock footage, he was approached by someone claiming to have some old reels containing an alien autopsy from Roswell. The footage was fragile and falling apart, but according to him, he believed what he was seeing was real. The footage first aired in the United States on the 28th of August 1995, when Fox aired Alien Autopsy, Fact or Fiction, hosted by Jonathan Frakes.
If what you are about to see is real, it's the most startling film footage in history. Although we remain skeptical, some experts believe this is authentic footage of an alien life form. Real or not, we must warn you. This appears to be an actual autopsy. Some of the footage you will see in the next hour is very gruesome. Stay with us as we put the question to you. Alien Autopsy, fact or fiction?
It twice re-aired, pulling higher ratings each time. It was later repackaged and released on home video. Viewers paused frames, analysed props, debated the anatomy, and argued over its authenticity. Many saw it as a confirmation of a UFO crash at Roswell, while others dismissed it as fake. Regardless, it became one of the decade's most discussed pieces of found footage and lodged itself in 90s pop culture. Despite breaking the story in 1995, Fox later set out to dismantle it. In 1998, the network aired the world's greatest hoaxes and secrets revealed, outlining why the footage didn't hold up. However, those behind the film still refused to concede it was fake. It wasn't until 2006 when Santilli would finally make his confession. The UK's Sky TV aired a documentary where Santilli and Gary Schofield admitted to faking the footage. Although Santilli maintained the autopsy shown to the world in 1995 was a reconstruction based on real footage he had been shown in 1992 of an alien autopsy. He said that the original film had been lost or destroyed, and that their version was, in his view, a faithful recreation of the autopsy carried out on the bodies recovered from the crash at Roswell. The reconstruction had been filmed in a flat in London. 2 alien bodies were built, with the plaster exterior filled with raspberry jam, sheep brains, and chicken entrails for the internal organs. They made 2 attempts at the footage, and once filming ended, they cut up the dummies and dumped them across London. By the time the hoax was openly admitted, the alien autopsy had already done its work. It had become a touchstone of the 1990s UFO culture, a target for satire and a reminder of how far a convincing story, a few reels of film, and a well-crafted con could go. Today it sits somewhere between curiosity and cautionary tale that revealed more about us than it ever did about visitors from another world. The alien autopsy exposed how willing we are to believe almost anything when it's told with a straight face. Perhaps a lesson more relevant today than at any other time in history. That's all for today's video. If you found value in it, I'd love it if you subscribed and joined me for the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.